Okay, we're on. Hey guys, needed to follow up today. We wanted to follow up from what we learned on the beach today at Lassing Park. Sorry all of you couldn't make it. It was a little inclement weather for us, so by the time the sun was going down, we decided to call it a day. But kudos to Anna for weathering the storm with us and braving the elements. She's on her way to start on her new project. She has some practicing to do, just like y'all do. But I'm going to cover some basics with you right now on the getting started with a chain and uh, building a single crochet, and that'll be the snippet for this class. I think that's enough. I thought we were going to be able to go a little bit further, but right now it's necessary that you first get comfortable making chains and learning the single crochet. So let's get started. Um, I've made a hook out of a oak wooden dowel, and it's going to be my training hook for the duration of the time that we're doing all this. It's a new piece for me, and I'm learning with it just like you're going to be learning with your new hook. Hooks come in all different sizes, all for different projects. I like the bigger hooks for the bulky hats, the bulky blankets, the bulky scarves. When you get down to making gloves and pieces of clothing, you're probably going to go a little bit smaller. I need you to get used to how the hook feels in your hand. You'll see that there's a wide spot. It's kind of a thumb rest. It's also a spreader in case you get into a tight jam. You need to open your uh, opening a little more. That's a great wedge for it. So it's a tool, and it's the only tool you'll need to do your projects. Unlike knitting, you're using two needles. Um, with crochet, it's an endless loop. So I want you to get used to rotating this in your hand. It's very important that when you're picking up through your person, through your piece, that the hook is catching your line. But when you're sliding through, you're going to be going underneath because you're going to be protecting that line you're pulling through two loops. If you keep your hook up all the time like this, it's constantly going to get snagged because it's a hook. So you're going to pick up on one side, and when you're pulling through, rotate it down and bring it through your piece. I'll show you that better when I get started with the line. So different hooks for different sizes, different articles. Once you learn the basic stitches, then you can make anything. Anything you want to make. If you can imagine it, you can make it. But these basic stitches right now are important for you to learn. You get a firm hold on this, and then you can make anything. You can look at anything, see how anything was made. It's just a beautiful art, and it's been part of my life for over 25 years now. So I have a 50-foot white line. It's going to be a good training aid, I think, for us. We're going to start with a basic loop. You're going to take your line and loop it over one over the other. Your non-working end is your tail. Don't worry about that. Worry about the working end. That needs to come right back up through the center. And it makes a slip knot. You should be able to slide that slip knot right on your finger. If you can't slide it, it doesn't slide open and shut real easy, you've done it the wrong way. So that is the first loop. This is the beginning of every project. Just a simple loop. See how I've kept this in a kind of a teardrop shape? That's for easy passage. You're not going to get much accomplished if you cinch it all the way down, and now you have to pull two pieces of line through this little hoop there. It's just going to be a bear. So just leave it a little loosey-goosey, just enough to slip on and off the stick. Doesn't have to be cinched. So I keep it about like that. So for a chain, all you're going to do is kind of stabilize that loop on the neck of your hook right now, because it's just beginning. You're going to come over the back side. It look like you're just coming over the back side of the hook, and you're taking that line and you're pulling it through your loop. That's your first chain. Second chain, same thing. Pulling over. Look how I'm rotating. I'm grabbing it. I'm grabbing it with the hook, and I'm pointing down, pulling to the loop. Grabbing it with the hook, pulling it down, pulling it through the hoop. Hook it, pull it through. Hook it, pull it through. You just keep on doing that till you get to the desired length. Right now we're going to put 10 chains on here. So right now, if I count my chains, you should have something similar to this. I count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's put 10 on. 3 more. 1, 2. I can hook it. 2, 3. That makes 10. Now we have 10. We have a chain of 10 crochet loops. This is the beginning of every project that you're going to make. Say you're going to make a piece of clothing. Say you're going to make a blanket. Say you're going to make a dish rack. That's going to be one of our first projects anyway, a dish rack. So for a regular dish rag with a simple cotton thread, you're probably going to put about 30 chain on. This is just an example for you. I want you to start learning the single crochet. So crochet about 20 loops, make a chain of 20. I made 10. You make 20. When you get to number 20, I want you to chain 2 more, which will make 22. Then I want you to count 1, 2, 3, 4 spots down, and that's where you're going to stick your hook the first time going into the chain. 4 chain down. Hold it up, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 3 lines when you look at a chain. If you look at it, you have 2 on the outside, 1 going up the center. I want you to go through the top 2, and stick your hook right through it. It'll look like that. There's the chain. I'm going through the center. I'm attaching the next row to the chain. So I yarn over one time and I pull through to where I have 2 loops now on my hook. You might see that. Still got a little teardrop. So now yarn over again. Now I've got 3 lines. See? 1, 2, 3. 3 on the top. I'll take that first one. Now I'm pulling it through both of those loops. Pulling it through both loops. The beginning is always shaky, guys, even for me. It doesn't start getting easier until you get more material working. So that is your first single crochet. The next part which will be number 18 for you. It's number 8 for me. I'm going through those 2 lines right there. See those two lines? They cross on top. Has one link on the bottom. Just one straight string on the bottom. I'm going through those 2. Keep your working in on the back. Going to those 2. I'm yarning over, hooking through. Now I have 2. I'm going to yarn over again. I have 3. I'm taking that first one, hooking it, pulling it through 2. Cinch it down. Just cinch it down just one time. That'll give you a good feel for where you need to be. Now this is all unworked. This is to be worked later, but it's done now. You're never going back to this. You're only working in the direction of, if you're right-handed, you're going right to left. If you're left-handed, you're going left to right. Just went through the next chain, through the middle, through the 2. Wham! I got 2. Going yarn over again, pull through 2. Cinch it down. You can see now I've got the building block even bigger. And I'm going to keep working this down till the end of this video. I want to tell you all a few things just to be wary of. Don't let your chain get twisted up. Like I told you earlier, keep your knots facing down. The loops, everything that's working in the loops needs to be pointed up. Keep your chain in the right orientation at all times. If it gets twisted, it just makes everything get matted up in this area. Okay? So don't get too caught up in all this. Remember, you're going through 2, you're picking up 1, you're yarning over, picking it up, pulling it back through. Now you got 2. Yarn over again, pull through, back to a single crochet. You're on to the next. You've just finished that single crochet. You don't have to touch it again. It's done. It's locked in. Whatever your project is, you're never going back to that unless you found a mistake and you got to rip it back out. So we're going to keep working it down. Going through, picking up, pulling through. Yarn over. Take that first one, pull it through. Cinch it down. Go back through. Back to the middle, under 2. Pulling, picking up, pulling through. I have 2. Yarn over, pull through. Pull through 2. Cinch it down. 2 more stitches. We'll be finished with this row. Got 2. Yarn over. Pull that one through. Cinch it down. There's 1 more. That last one's usually a booger because it's been tightened down by all the stitches you put in. It's okay. Find it. Get it in there. Last stitch. Yarn over. Pull through. I got 2. See, I got 2 loops still. Yarn over. Get that tail out of the way. Just keep it out of the way. Yarn over. Pull through. Pull through 2. You've just finished the first row. So when you go back and count these now, as you count yours, you should have 20. If you count them now, I want you to look at the top. Look at the top. See if I can get it in focus better. Right there. See these two right here? That's one stitch. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if you count yours, you should have 20. If you don't, rip it back out, start over. This is about being precise. You know, if you just wanted to ball up some string and throw it together and call it whatever, you can do that. But if you're going to do crochet, you want to be as precise as you can be. If you see your mistakes, be willing to rip them back out, because it's all going to go back into just being so precise, and it makes the art so beautiful. So take your time at this and don't get impatient. I started out the same way you're starting out. I've just been doing it a lot longer. So keep your pieces straight, and happy crocheting to you. I'm available on IM if you're having problems. We can chat it out. I can pull out my trainer here and show it to you on a video. So I love y'all. And thanks, Anna, for hanging out with us today. She gets the gold star. Love y'all.